Braun. I am the General Counsel of Nutmeg Independent Labor Unions, and I have with me today Sharyn Joaquim and Lori Braun, who are part of the Cheshire Secretarial Union, one of the first unions that came on board with Nutmeg back in 2015. And we're going to talk a little bit today about why they came over to Nutmeg and what Nutmeg can do for them. Has it made a difference having an attorney representing you versus before when you just had a staff rep?
Yes, especially at the negotiating table, when they have an attorney and we now have an attorney, there's a big difference there.
And you are the big difference too. I don't know if it would be any attorney, but you make a big difference.
I've always tried to make the playing field more level for my members, and I think that sometimes management has tried to take advantage of our unions because the representation that they had before we came on board wasn't the best, and they thought it was going to be easy to roll over the unions. And so I try to establish our authenticity and our ability to meet them where they're at. I think it starts just with our presence, our command of the language, and even the way we look when we show up. I think all of that matters, and we sort of take pride in that. And I think it has made a difference, at least at the bargaining table with you. A little after we started, we came on board during a contract year when you were negotiating, which is typically when the change is made, when contract negotiations start. Sharyn, if you want to describe how those negotiations went and how they ended up.
Well, they didn't go well right off the bat. I clearly remember that when we finally got to sit down at the table with management, everything was a no from them. The entire team was very impressed with your responsiveness, your knowledge, obviously, of the laws, and your ability to put them in their place in the right way, you know. And then we ended up, after a few sessions, we ended up in arbitration.
Yeah.
Which is something, if I may, something that I had been advocating in previous contract negotiations. Just as a union member, I was not even on the executive board in any capacity. But every time we had a contract come up, for voting, I kept asking why we can't go to arbitration. And it was always, no, we're never going to take you to arbitration. We're not going to take you to arbitration. And you said, I think we need to go to arbitration.
There was an expense associated with that, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was.
How did we manage that?
How did we manage that? Well, we had a little money in the kitty, just a little, because we were withholding our dues from that previous union. But you did work with us that way too. You were very kind to us that way.
I think I told you back then that if we had to go to arbitration, we'd go to arbitration. We worried about the cost later.
Yes, you did.
The way it worked out, isn't it?
Yeah.
I remember in that arbitration, we didn't get everything we wanted, but we did get some of what we wanted, particularly on the pension side.
Yes.
And then once the arbitration was over, we were almost right back at negotiations again. How'd that negotiation go?
Fabulously. That had to be the smoothest contract negotiation in history. The climate sitting down at that table was completely different.
There was respect.
Yes. Yes.
So